What is going on, everybody? Elliot back with a brand new review. This is the pre-discussion before I see tonight's new screening. Hope you guys don't hear the rain. It's raining out here in St. Louis. But tonight I am seeing Nobody 2. It's been 4 years since the first one came out. I've only seen it once. I remember enjoying it. It was during the pandemic. It was one of those like day-and-day releases. I watched it at home. But I remember liking it. I like Bob Odenkirk. I think he's a great actor. You know, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's essentially what if John Wick was domestic? What if he had a family? What if Helen didn't die and they had kids and he suppressed his more, assassin side and he eventually lets it out, right? And I've only saw it once, but I remember really enjoying it. Again, the 4-year gap, I wish they could have made the sequel sooner, but hey, if they took their time and they hopefully make something great. So I don't anticipate this being as good as the first one, because from what I've seen from the one trailer I saw, they seem to be with the second one to lean more into the family element. They're on a vacation and they're like fighting goons in like a amusement park. So I anticipate to be maybe not as serious as the first one had a little bit of levity. It wasn't all doom and gloom. It wasn't like as serious as John Wick, but I just want to have fun. I like the cast again, Bob and Christopher Lloyd and Connie Nielsen and RZA. So I just want to have a fun action. I'll be surprised if it's better than the first and if it's as violent as the first. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not raining when you see me again, and hopefully I have some good news for Nobody 2. I'll see you all on the other side. Well, that was a movie with actors and, scenes and dialogue, a little bit of action every now and then. We're talking about Nobody 2. As I said in the setup, I remember enjoying the first one. I remember being a little bit more, midlife crisis. Hutch is hiding this beast, this instinctual nature to kill. And, we see how that plays out in the first one. And again, I remember enjoying it. This second one, man, takes a pretty big swing towards the more goofier, absurd, B-level, very cheesy. I'm talking extra cheese, nacho cheese. I did not rock with a lot of this movie, man. I tell you, I don't know. This is, I was talking to people after I saw it. I said, this is like, they said, you know what, let's do a National Lampoon version of our first film and just go balls to the wall, but without much balls and no walls to bounce off of. I don't even know what that means, but let me talk about some positives, man. Bob Odenkirk, again, big fan, always will be a big fan. He carries a lot of the interesting things about this film. We're seeing Hutch again. There's this animal in him, man. He just can't help himself, but wherever he goes, chaos follows. And the family man, the assassin, trying to balance in those two things, trying to bring some memories to his family to go on this vacation. Like, Bob is great. I have no quorums. He comes out, he's not damaged. The goods are still there, man. He does his thing. Again, the trying to be a normal guy with the John Wickish skill set, he does great at that. Connie Nielsen gets a lot more to do. I'm a big Connie fan, man. I've always been a fan of hers for a very long time, and she has a lot more to do in this film. There's some action beats that she gets to play into, and there's like this, not to get too much away, there's a line that the mother bear, right? I like Connie. She comes out clean. Christopher Lloyd, he's not in it enough to be distracting or to be annoying. Like, he's just, that's Doc, man. I could never be mad. He is, no ageism here, but he's up there in age. You can tell that there's some, he's just there for the vibes, and I can't be mad at him. RZA's RZA, shout out to the Wu-Tang. I never thought he was that great of an actor, but, he does what he does. He's not in it enough to judge him either, but when he is in it, he has a nice little action scene that was cool. Other than that, man, this film takes a very long time to get interesting. I swear to you all, I'm not trying to be, too harsh in this film, because it is somewhat self-aware. It's a certain point when the film's like, just throw your hands up and go along for the ride. But that first 45, damn near, this is only an hour and a half. Damn near, I say the first hour is borderline mediocre. I won't go as harsh as saying unwatchable. It's very mediocre. Like, the first half spends so much time on like focusing on stuff from the first film, but then they don't do anything with it, with him owing the people that he messed with in the first one. It's like they're obviously setting up a third one, but like, why even have that first half? The family being, I guess I'm transitioning to the negatives if you guys couldn't tell. The family angle, it's not that the kids were bad, just I felt like the film would have been way more interesting. It's this idea of Hutch trying to create memories and trying to be normal, right? But why not just have him, Christopher Lloyd, and RZA on their own family vacation? But I just thought they could have went with that angle. The three amigos on a family trip trying to figure out their stuff, but they decided to make it, like I said, National Lampoon style, which I did not really enjoy. There's this whole subplot of, can someone put a missing person reports for Colin Hanks? Like, what does his career turn into? He's in this movie as this ridiculous sheriff who thinks he's bigger than what he is, and just not a good performance, Colin. I'm sorry. Sharon Stone, y'all remember her? Great career. Casino, Fatal Attraction, was it a Fatal Attraction? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen her. And I understand why. Sharon Stone is the villain in this movie, and I don't think she was given any direction. I think they just said, have fun, enjoy it. It's been a while since we've seen you. Do what you need to do that makes you feel worth even attempting to do some Jared Leto Joker version of a villain that's just extremely out of place in this film. Extremely out of place. The story, it tries to do this like Western tone and vibe and story where, the guy has the past, he goes to a new town, there's all this stuff going on. It has that to it, and a lot of that stuff works like more towards the back half of the film, but disappointment isn't the word because I wasn't really anticipating this movie. But when you think about, it's been 4 years for a really solid first one, and then to come back for this is just like, why? I didn't even realize that the director of this film, I can't think of his last name, I know his first name is like Timo. There's a couple things on Netflix he's directed. One is called It Comes For Us at Night, I believe is the name of it. Very raid-coded. Incredible action movie if you haven't seen it. Ultra-violent action movie. And then he did another film last year called Shadows, I believe was the name of it. Stray Shadows or something. Another excellent action film. I don't know what he was on in this film. Like, I think they said, hey, man, we're just trying to have fun. We don't need all that great action you're used to. We're, level it down a little bit. We're just here to just have a vacation, a family vacation. And he was very tame. They did not let that beast, it's funny, the beast that Hutch was let it in. It seemed that they put that on the director because he can do action. And the action was pretty, this is from the same people that do North 87, the John Wick films. The action was very, very generic. I don't want to keep talking about this movie anymore because there's not a lot of good things to say. Bob Odenkirk, again, you're still good in my book, my man. Better call Saul. Call Saul for that because I don't know what's going on there. But Connie, fine. The third act, I'll go back to a pod. The third act was at least fun. This takes place in an amusement park, very, very similar to the first one, kind of like Home Alone, third act, crazy action. That was fine, but that's only like 15 minutes of an hour and a half. I'm going to give Nobody a 2 out of 5. Very worth watching if you are at home with nothing else to watch. TBS, TNT, or Peacock, because it's Universal. Then it's worth the watch. Paying for this to see this, I think you'll be highly disappointed. Last Night was a good movie, which I'll be sharing my review for that soon. And then by the time you're seeing this, I'll be seeing Highest and Lowest tonight. So that's going to lift my spirits. Nobody, what the hell are you doing? 2 out of 5 for me. Let me know what you all thought of it once you see it. The good, the bad, the ugly. They're going to make a third one, even though I don't think this is going to be too successful. But they don't spend a lot to make these movies. So they're going to make a third one because, like I said, the first 15 minutes really do a bunch of unnecessary setup that doesn't have any payoff in this film. But probably in the third one. Yeah, thanks you all for watching. Like, share, comment, consider subscribing, where I normally have better things to say about films that are a lot better, but not tonight. You all stay safe, and I'll catch you all on the next video.